Pastor Stephen here from Guilford Park Presbyterian Church, hoping that you are enjoying this 4th of July week. So we recently began a new sermon series here at the church. It's called I've Been Meaning to Ask, a series for curiosity, courage, and connection. Last Sunday, we began with the question, where are you from? We talked about the story of Jesus calling the disciples in John chapter 1, and we journeyed through this piece of artwork from Reverend Lauren Wright Pittman called Come and See. This next week, our next question is called, Where Does It Hurt? And we're going to go through the text of 1 Samuel 1 through 18 as a content warning. This is a story that deals with infertility and child loss. So this is a tough topic, and I know that many of us know what that pain is, that there are many in the neighborhood who know that. So I want to do a content warning just to be aware that that is going to be brought up this Sunday. So that first passage, again, is 1 Samuel 1 through 18. And then the next passage will be Mark chapter 5, 21 through 43. It's the story of the hemorrhaging woman and of Jairus' daughter. This week's question implies that all of us have known pain and suffering. In order to cultivate connection, we must first get curious about the pain others carry and the pain we carry ourselves. Before we can act, we must first acknowledge and believe the pain is real. For bearing witness to each other's pain, it helps us cultivate compassion. In 1 Samuel, Hannah's pain is ignored, diminished, and mocked. Yet Hannah vulnerably and courageously bears all of herself before God, which transforms Eli's perspective. She finds release by being fully seen and known by God. Now, in the Mark passage, in the dual healing story of the hemorrhaging woman and Jairus' daughter, we acknowledge those who suffer chronically and in isolation. So by telling these women's stories, we hope to bear witness to the particular and very common struggles related to fertility and reproductive health. And additionally, we must confess the harm done in neglecting the emotional, physical, individual, historical, and systemic wounds that exist among us. So in this series of trying to cultivate community and connection, we acknowledge that part of being a neighborhood together is acknowledging where it is that we are hurting. We can't magically fix another person's suffering. Sometimes that's our default position. How can I fix you or fix this? And honestly, that's not always the Christian response. But most often, the Christian response is to say, I see you, I hear you, I'm grateful to be in this space with you, and just tell me about your pain, and that there is a release in sharing that pain with one another, so that hopefully we don't just sit in that pain, but are able to move through it, to process it in ways that are healthy and lead us on to a place of hope, a place of community, and a place of connection. So we hope that you will join us this Sunday at 10 a.m. Remember, all of our services just for the month of July are going to be in the fellowship hall. We had our first worship service in the fellowship hall this morning, and it was a packed house. We had a really wonderful time, and we hope that you will join us because there is room in the neighborhood for you. Take care.